when I think about a movie or TV show that uses meta humor in the wrong way, I talked about how the Muppet movie is an example of how to do it right. I would say The Matrix Resurrections is a great example of how to do meta humor wrong. Why do I say that? Well, to understand this, think about this line from one of the characters. Unfortunately, our beloved parent company, Warner Brothers, has decided to greenlight a fourth Matrix game. They're going to do it with or without us. For one, you have a character literally referencing in the movie the real world studio responsible for making the Matrix Resurrections. On top of that, we learn, oh, in the world of the Matrix, all these things that really happened in that world, the events of the first three Matrix movies, they're actually just they were created as video games to make it seem like, oh, none of this really happened, when we as the audience know all this stuff really did happen. And then you get to part of the movie where we're seeing literal footage from the first three movies. And there's a part where you have a bunch of executives in a boardroom conference room talking about how to continue the Matrix franchise. They're talking about what to do with the fourth Matrix game. So this is incredibly meta because it's making fun of Hollywood. This is so obviously saying to the audience, this right here is exactly what happens in the real world. If studio executives is sitting around a conference room talking about, how do we continue this franchise? How do we make money off it? And the fact that you have a character in this movie say that, Warner Brothers unfortunately decided to greenlight a fourth Matrix game. That obviously is a meta commentary on Warner Brothers in the real world greenlighting a fourth Matrix movie. Then the character in the movie says they are going to make the fourth Matrix game with or without us. That's referencing how in reality Warner Brothers did in fact say to the Wachowski brothers, hey, we're going to make a fourth Matrix movie with or without you. And so what's the problem with the meta aspect of Matrix Resurrections? Well, the problem is that it feels like the Wachowski brothers were very unhappy with Warner Brothers about the way they were treated, and so they made this movie as a way to flip the bird to Warner Brothers, a way to say, oh, screw you idiots for making us make this movie. We're going to burn you because you made that decision. So this movie feels like one that was made begrudgingly by one of the Wachowski brothers because we got to make this movie. And so the one Wachowski brother, whoever else made the movie, decided we're going to both make fun of Warner Brothers and also make fun of ourselves for making this movie at all. So when you look at the Matrix Resurrections, it feels like a movie that actively resents its own existence. And so it's actively making fun of itself, dunking on its own existence. And so it's very weird. It feels like it's made by people that were forced to make this movie without them really wanting to do it, and so they actively are resentful of the studio for that. So it's this cynical attempt to burn the studio, to make fun of them, mock them for doing a new Matrix movie just to take advantage of people's nostalgia for the Matrix, to take advantage of the IP rather than actually having a good story to tell.